Hey everybody, this is Daryl, aka The D from the Simply Incredible podcast. Today I've got part 2 of my 2020 year in review. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. This one's going to be my raw comic books. I've got a nice stack here. Some pretty doggone good first appearances, some key issues, and then some I just like. This is not even a good chunk. It's a small part of the stuff I've got this year. Go back and check out some of the videos if you like. In this series, part 1 was the baseball cards and some statues and action figures. Part 3 will be my graded books that I've picked up this year. Not necessarily the ones that I've gotten graded this year, but ones that the books that I've picked up this year, some of them I've picked up and gotten graded. So there you go. Clarify that they're not books that I've had for 5 years and then I got them graded this year. Those don't count. So anyway, we're starting off with this one right here. I just picked this one up actually a couple days ago, and it is Hulk number 271. Yeah, 271. First appearance of Rocket Raccoon. It does have right around here just a tiny little bit of water damage on the back. It has a little bit, and I'm really thinking that a lot of that can press out. So you can see, you might be able to see a little bit right there. It's hard to really see, but it's not really any color damage. The inside on the pages, they look beautiful. There's no damage on the pages themselves. So I went ahead and picked that up. I thought I got a really great deal on that because of the damage. So maybe I can not restore it, but press it, get it up to maybe on a really good day, a 6, maybe 7. I doubt that high. I'm shooting for 5. That's kind of the level I'm shooting for. These two, and there's another book right through here somewhere. Where did I put it? This one. These books right here, I picked up at one of the local bookstores, and they have water damage, to be honest, but they were so cheap. I was like, you know what? For the cheap price, I will go ahead and pick them up. Let's see. Tomb of Dracula, number 1. Went ahead and picked that up. I thought it looks amazing. The condition is definitely not great. Definitely be a low grade with water damage on it. But again, for the price, I couldn't pass that up. I'm definitely not going to find one that cheap again, but unless it's in worse shape than that, to be honest with you. Marvel Spotlight number 2. First appearance of Werewolf by Night. Again, same thing. I had some water damage on it, but yeah, we're going to get that. I mean, for the price, I was like, I can't pass that up. So I went and picked that up. Next, this one, there's really no water damage on it. It's just a low grade. It's going to be a low grade, like a 2, 3, something like that. What is it? Marvel, a special Marvel edition, The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. And I got it so cheap, I had to do it. And there for a little while, this book got really, really hot. I kind of expect next year, I assume the Shang-Chi movie, is it a movie or is it a series? I think it's a series coming out, I think. So maybe that'll heat up. You know, maybe someone will need those low grades. Did I bring that other book over here? I did not bring that other book over here. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. This one I picked up. That's incredible. It's The Crow. What's the name of it? The Crow. Oh, the name's not on the back. The Crow Lathe. The Big Time Collectibles.com exclusive. I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, that's a definite get. It's going to look really good beside that. I actually have one of these already graded. Going to be getting this one graded as well. I'm going to get this one graded. My other one's a 9.8. I expect both of these will be 9.8s. This one is limited to 600. I don't remember about this one, but beautiful, beautiful Brandon Lee covers. Absolutely, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. A good friend of mine, the Juice, was having a sale. He had this one, and when I bought this, I had just seen the movie Elita Battle Angel, so I picked up that first appearance. I expect that these have dropped a lot, but I got it for a really nice price, and I'm really happy I picked it up. Really, really enjoyed the movie. Actually, I might have to go back and watch it again. I thought it was really, really well done. So, Elita. And this is one I picked up just the other day, and I will say it again. The first appearance of a character that's Marvel Comics. Got to pick it up. First Toxic Avenger. Love Toxic Avenger back in the day. Those movies were ridiculous, but yet I absolutely loved them. I'm so happy to have this in the collection. And it's a cheap book, but at the same time, it's probably getting graded. I really do think it can be upper nines, 9. I'll say 9, but give it a little bit. But in my heart, I'm hoping it's going to be 9.4 or higher. But I'm going to say 9 to be conservative. Beautiful, beautiful book. I picked this up from a really good friend of mine, Dennis. Dennis Hayes, my buddy, my pal. He's a good dude. I don't get to see him very often because the shows have all been canceled in Roanoke, and I haven't been to Roanoke for a while. But I saw him at the last show I did. Well, I wasn't set up, but I was at. And he was going through some books he had, and he just had this book. And I was like, oh. And he actually ended up just giving it to me, but there's strings attached. There's always strings attached. But honestly, Dennis, at some point I'll definitely hook you up and, make it right. There it is. Transformers, number 80. The last issue in the run. And I love what they put on there at the top. Number 80 in a 4-issue limited series. Yeah, I actually said it right. Because it originally was supposed to be a 4-issue series, and they just kept going. It's not in mint condition. Maybe another press or two. It's never gonna be a 9.8, but maybe I can get it up to 7-ish, maybe. I'm trying to remember. I believe a friend of mine hooked me up with this one, or did he point this one out at a show? I can't remember. I know it was Billy. I don't remember if he actually hooked me up with this one, which I think he did. I think he actually gave me this one. Or he pointed it out to me. One or the other. Billy, either way, thank you, buddy. It is SpiderMan and His Amazing Friends, The Triumph of Green Goblin. This series, not the comic book, but there was an animated series, a cartoon back in the day, which I loved. Firestorm, right here where my finger is. Firestorm right here. Iceman, right over here. Spidey. I thought the series, the animated series was so good back in the day when I was a kid. And it was one of those things that after the Hulk, the Superman movies, and Batman from the 60s, early 70s, those things kind of planted those seeds of comic books back in the day. But this right here is one that really made me go, you know what? I want to start getting into, maybe start finding comic books. So that's a big one right there for me. It's got a lot of sentimental to it. This is one I just wanted. It's low grade, 4 maybe, maybe a 5 on a really good day. Probably not on any really good days. Superman number 233. This beautiful Neil Adams cover. I just don't see him in higher grade in my price range, so I've kind of just been saying, I'm just not going to get it. And I saw this, and it was in my price range. Again, lower grade, but for the price I paid, I paid good for it. So I was very happy to add this to the collection. I also do have a record. It's one of the big musical records from back in the day, and there's some art on it that reminds me so much of this. And I always wonder if Neil Adams did the artwork on that album cover. I've never heard if he did or didn't, but it just makes me wonder. Next, Alias #1, first appearance of Jessica Jones. Found this at Billy. It was at Billy's table when he was set up at Big Lit Comic Con in Roanoke, Virginia. The last Comic Con I went to, that was back in early February, and he had this in his boxes, and I was like, I gotta get that, gotta get that. All right, now we're going to a few books that I just recently picked up. I love this cover. Frank Frazetta, Glenn Danzig, Simon, is that Beasley? Death Dealer #1. Unfortunately, it's really dark, so you can't really appreciate how good that looks. But it looks amazing. Had to pick that up. Looks great. A couple of ASMs right here. Just picked this one up. 529, first appearance of Iron Spider. That's one about 4 or 5 years ago I was really trying to find, and prices just too much. Just jumped up too much. 606. I've said it on the video I did just a day or two ago. I thought this right here is J. Scott Campbell for me. This is my favorite J. Scott Campbell comic. His cover anyway. Let me know what you guys, your favorite J. Scott Campbell. For me, definitely this one. Definitely this one. I think it's absolutely amazing. I do have one. It's a 9.4, I think, or a 9.6. Definitely gradable. One I've been looking for a long time. My friend Juice. Yes, I'm obligated to say it that way every time. My mortal enemy, Josh. He had this for sale, and I was like, I'll get it. The black issue, the 9/11 SpiderMan issue. It's one I've been looking for, gosh, for how many years now? It came out in 2001. I really started looking for it probably in around 2000. I really started looking for about 2013 or so. And every time I look for them, they were always a little too high. And I was like, I'll just wait. Eventually, I'll get the right one. Very happy to add that one to the collection. This one I've had before. I've got one graded. It's a little bit lower grade. Actually, it's a little bit higher grade than this one's going to be. I think it's a 6, I think, on the one I have. But it is Fantastic Four Annual #3, The Wedding of Reed Richard and Sue Storm, with that, for me, iconic panel of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee trying to get into the wedding and being denied. I think it's great. Absolutely great. So happy to add another one of these to the collection. A clean, I don't know how to press a square bound, so that's not going to happen, but I'll give it a clean. Probably send it in. Looking for a 5-ish on that one. I showed this. This is one I just picked up as well, and it makes me laugh whenever I see it. So I had to include that on this video. Creepy, starring Vampirilla and Eerie. Signed by Kurt Busiek, and of course, Vampirilla. I am legitimately considering sending this in to CBCS to see if they will verify it. Just because I think it'd be hilarious to have a verified Vampirilla signature on a book. I think it'd be hilarious. So I'm really thinking about doing it. I'm thinking about doing it. Is the book worth getting graded? No, it's not. For the comedy aspect, yes, it is. So maybe. Whew. I think this is my favorite Adam Hughes cover. Everybody knows Catwoman 51. I personally think this 70 is better. I think this is such a beautiful cover. So happy to have added this one this year. And I remember getting it at a really, really good price. So extremely happy to add that to the collection. Beautiful, beautiful book. So very happy to have that one. Gosh, I still got a ton of them here. Let me try to speed it up a little bit. Watchmen, number 1. I love the movie. The series is great. The movie, the adaptation is so close to the books, which makes it even better. I don't understand, I've said it before, why they make movies and they have this wealth of information to go by. And they just, so many times, they just kind of ignore the comic book on what they did with it. And The Watchmen, one of the best adaptations. Of course, there's a few things different. You know, there always will be. But for the most part, it was very true to the books. So very happy about that. I found this one at the, actually the next two, at that bookstore. And again, really good prices on it. Silver Surfer number 14. Got Silver Surfer and Spidey. Maybe a 4.05, something like that. Looks like a beautiful, beautiful cover. So definitely happy to have that one. Marvel Team-Ups, Spider-Man, and the Human Torch number 3. Got that nice Morbius cover. I think that is the 3rd appearance of Morbius. Remember, everything Morbius got really hot back in January and February. To be honest with you, I don't know if Morbius is still a hot or not. Haven't heard anything about Morbius for a long time, so I'm assuming people have jumped off that bandwagon and jumped on and off 4 other bandwagons as we are right now. Got this at a really nice price as well. Moon Knight number 1. I always thought that was a great cover and got it at a nice price, so very happy to have that. The New Mutants annual number 2. First American comic with Psylocke in it. So glad to have that one. Someone else had a second one I was about to get, but someone beat me to it. So that's okay. I still have one. Inhumans and the Black Widow. I'm trying to remember the significance of this one. I think it is Black Widow's. Is it her first cover or her first solo story? I think first solo story. I think that's what it was. But awesome book. My good friend Andy at Bonafide Comics got this from him. The one time I got good comic books at the flea market, I would say this issue is 6, maybe. Maybe a 7 on a really good day. The New Teen Titans number 2. They had almost the entire run of the Titans, the New Teen Titans. They were missing some from, I don't know if it's considered volume 3, because they kind of cut this series in half around issue 40 or so, somewhere in that ballpark. And then like they restarted, but they kept the numbers going. So it's part of the ones in that second series with the first Nightwing, which I did not get, unfortunately. And which I think is also the origin of Deathstroke. But first appearance of Deathstroke, so really happy to get that at a good price. Marvel Superheroes featuring Captain Marvel number 13. First appearance of Carol Danvers, later becomes Captain Marvel, the female Captain Marvel. Again, Andy, he hooked me with this one and the next one as well. This is one that's going to be graded. I'll say a 4. I'll say a 4. But I'm really glad to add that one to the collection. Really, really glad to add that to the collection. There we go. Next is, stay over there, don't fall. The Avengers number 112. First appearance of Mantis. Really nice first appearance. So now I've got which two did I get? Rocket and Mantis. There's definitely some more of those Teen Titans, Guardians of the Galaxy. I like to get more first appearance. Drax and Darkseid, if I'm not mistaken, are in the same one, or Dark Side. Some people say Dark Seed, some say Dark Side. You know, I think they're in the same book, first appearances, and no, they're not. They're different. One's Marvel, one's DC. What am I thinking? But anyway, they're in books. They're yeah. Pretend like I didn't say that. Next is Hulk #1, first appearance of Red Hulk. This one had a little steam earlier. Oh, I just didn't even realize that. Newsstand edition. That's actually pretty good on this because it is definitely a modern book from the 2000s. So that is definitely actually better than I thought because I didn't even realize that it was a newsstand. So there we go. First Red Hulk newsstand. I guess if Black Widow ever comes out, this book may or may not be good. Avengers 43. Avengers 43, first appearance of Red Guardian. I just picked this up recently, along with some of the other ones that I said were recent books, including this one. Including maybe the next couple. My good friend Ricky, he was selling some books. I guess I was buying some books. There we go. First, Red Guardian. Actually, I hate to do this because of Ricky's ego. He'd be like, look, I sold you all the good stuff. You sold me some stuff. Actually, my last 6 books that I've done, these 2 and the last 4 are ones that I just got from him. The arrogance of that guy. X-Men #50, second appearance of Polaris, Magneto's daughter. I really hope I'm saying that right. I really hope I got that right. I loved it. I just saw the cover and was like, that is a beautiful, beautiful cover. Absolutely love it. Gives me so much thought of Phoenix and the Dark Phoenix. It's just a great cover. Great Steranko cover from back in the 60s. And it was funny. I was like, man, that's a great Steranko cover. He's like, and I know, I think I might have said Steranko does great work. He goes, and I think he said something like Steranko did great work. I was like, no, he's still alive. He's like, no, man. I was like, we just saw him last year at Heroes Con. He goes, wait, he was there, wasn't he? And he's like, let me look this up. But yeah, he's still alive. There you go. Steranko cover. This one definitely needs a clean. I don't know about of course I'll get it pressed. But I would love to have him sign that. Such a beautiful, beautiful cover. Great, great stuff. These I really don't have. Let's go with this one first. Ghost Rider #1. There you go. That is a really good cover. High grade cover. 7, 8, something like that. From, was that a 20 cent? So that is, what, early mid 70s? So that is great. Great looking cover. These two, to be honest with you, I don't know which way to put them out because these two are amazing covers. Amazing comics. We'll go with this one first. And I think both of these are probably anywhere from 3 to 4.5. For me, when it gets in that area, they both need a clean and a press. We'll kind of see where they go from there. X-Men '94. This is the first book in continuity, but they also had that, obviously, the giant size annual. So this is the second appearance of Storm, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, I think. Also a second appearance. Like third or fourth appearance of Wolverine. Just awesome. Just awesome. So happy to add this one to the collection. It's definitely not a 9.8. I mean, like I said, I'm guessing somewhere between 3.5, 3 and 4.5. Somewhere in that ballpark. Probably 3.5 to 4. That's probably after cleaning and pressing. But still. I think this one, actually I think that one might be slightly higher than this one. But it is Marvel Spotlight number 5. First appearance of Ghost Rider. Again, I'm guessing 3 to 4 with fingers crossed 4.5. But really, really happy to add this to the collection. And, you know, with Marvel, if they throw in a movie or TV series with Ghost Rider, it explodes again. But it is so happy to have that in the collection. So that is my haul. My Raw books. Remember, check out the video before this with my comic book, not my comic books, my action figures, statues, and baseball cards. And check out the next video with all of my CGC, CBCS books that I picked up in 2020. Again, a much better year than I thought it was going to be for collecting. So happy, so very happy. But that's all I got. And you guys, have a happy new year.